And we are alive! 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 And kicking! Because we are alive! We are alive! We are also alive! That is not supposed to be heard. Let's close this down. Then we go back here. Hello, Lasso Broshan. Welcome to the stream. I hope you will enjoy. Let's go over here. And let's not post it there. Actually, I'm pretty much done with all the posts, except for one. There we go. We are now ready to begin. With some more terrible games known as Phoenix Wright, Trials and Tribulations, where we all need to rise. Except that I'm sitting still, so we're defying the game already. And we're on a trial part I meant to sing. January 8th, 9:46 AM, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 1. Good morning, Miss Wright. Good morning, Maggie. So, what do you think is going to happen today, sir? Yesterday's session didn't go so well, and ended on a giant mystery. That's true, and we still haven't solved a single part of it yet. Are you okay, Nick? Huh? Oh, yeah, of course. I saw that, the little flash of doubt in your eye. No, that wasn't doubt. That was, determination! Also, I need to use my left arm because my right arm is too far away. I'm not centered on the camera. And that didn't really help much. Oh well. Why don't I believe you? It's nearly time, Maggie. You better get going to the defendant seat. Roger, don't let me down, Miss Wright. I'm counting on you. I wouldn't count on me if I were you, Maggie. Hey, pal! Hey, Detective Gumshoe. Quit stressing Maggie out. She doesn't need that. How did you know she was stressed? I was watching through the doorway. Oh. You look like you lost the case already. Show a bit of confidence, will you, pal? Here, maybe this will help. Huh? Have you taken up aromatherapy too? Not in a million years, pal. Don't tell me that you don't remember this thing. Come to think of it, that doesn't look like one of those aromatherapy bottles. This is a small bottle that turned up in Trebien's kitchen a couple of days ago. Determination indeed. Wow, look at all these little bottles. Oh, they're aromatherapy oils. It's got so many, they're overflowing onto the floor. Hey, wait a minute. There's one bottle that's different from all the others. Well, what do you know? It doesn't have a label either. And it doesn't smell. We finally got an analysis result back from the lab. So, what is it? Is it that poison? I'm afraid not, pal. It's medication. No, it's the ear medication that disappeared. Medication? Yeah, for ears. Topical use only, apparently. For ears? You mean? Yeah, it's a medication Glenn Elg was using for his ruptured eardrum. What was Glenn Elg's ear medicine doing in the kitchen? Small bottle refiled into the court record. What about the undefined fingerprints? Anything on that? Someone screwed up, so they only had time to analyze the content of the bottle. Another hour. And they might have gotten something on the prime spot. That's going to weaken its impact as a piece of evidence. Okay, pal. This is it. Make sure your defense is impregnable today. Got it? Yeah, we've all seen my lawyer skills, so that's gonna be fun. Today's trial. I'm gonna expose that guy for what he's done, or my name isn't Phoenix Wright. I thought your name was Susan, actually. Guess it wasn't. Whoops, did not mean to hit that. Hello Samurai, welcome to the stream, hope you enjoy. January 8th, 10 AM, District Court, courtroom number 4. And, well, I already know who Godot is. Because that was spoiled to me yesterday, in yesterday's stream. So, no surprises there. I know who that is now. Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Bird. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Ready and waiting, as always, Your Honor. Very good. Then we'll go on the way at once. Yesterday, we heard the testimony of Mr. Victor Kudo. He claims to have witnessed the defendant putting a powder into the victim's coffee. However, the witness's testimony was plagued with a number of problems. The mark on the rim of the cup shows that the victim drank from it with his right hand. You do? Yeah, I messed up. Can you believe that? Yeah, the person did it by mistake, I think. Because they mentioned something and thought it was from the very first case, but well, we haven't known or learned his identity yet in the game. But according to the old man's testimony, he picked it up with his left hand. Thank you, Mr. Godot. Furthermore, according to the witness's account, the victim was listening to the radio with an earpiece in his left ear. Yet, the victim's left eardrum was ruptured, which made him effectively deaf in that ear. It's amazing how many contradictions a single case can have, huh, Nick? Ha! Allow me to enlighten you, Your Honor. The world, you see, keeps turning, and we must turn with it. You've lost me already, Mr. Godot. Don't let the mysteries of yesterday mystify you today. Only losers think like that. You got to change with the times. That's one of my rules. Are you implying that you resolved these contradictions? You know the answer to these riddles? The old guy wasn't just throwing seed in the air. He was throwing us off the scent. And today I'll prove it. Very well. Let the first witness take the stand. Oh, it's him, of course. I was either thinking him or Don Tiger. And you are...
Oh, bonjour everyone. I am Jean Armstrong, the owner and head chef of La Trabienne restaurant. Enjoy.
Forgive me for asking, witness, but are you a woman? Judge, are you for real? Are you for real? Nine minutes and 30 seconds in and the judge break me. Really, Judge? Really? That's it. End of stream. I'm done. I'm done. I'm just kidding. Just kidding, everyone.
Ooh la la, monsieur. As you can see, I am the pet and perky gentleman, no?
On the day of the incident, you were in Trebian kitchen. Hello, new retro hero. Welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy. Isn't that right?
With you, monsieur. Everything feels right.
Ha! Wow, he's totally unfazed. Doesn't anything intimidate this guy? Very well. Your testimony, please, witness. Please tell the court what happened that day at Trespian.
Oui, volontiers.
Très bien, witness testimony.
When it all happened, there was just 2 customers in my restaurant. I remember I was experimenting with some new art deco that day. Like having a large mirror between the tables, for example. Oui, perhaps that is what the old man was looking at. The cup, the earpiece, and the glasses. He would have seen everything in the reverse, no?
Mirror?
Oui, un grand mirror. The most enormous mirror.
And suddenly, the mystery disappears. Like I said, the world keeps turning, so roll with it. That would explain the coffee cup and the earpiece conundrum. The mirror would have made everything appear back to the front. What the heck? It's way too early in the morning for this to be happening to me. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Très bien. Hold. And who were the 2 customers exactly?
Might, of course, the young man who died. And the other, not so young man.
You're referring to yesterday's witness, I presume? What about the other man, Maggie said? What about the other man Maggie said she saw at the table? Something tells me Mr. Armstrong isn't planning to disclose his existence. We need some hard evidence first before we can bring him up, don't we? I guess I'll just have to try a different approach for the time being. Hold. Hold. Thank you. You were experimenting with Art Deco. How come I never heard about that before today?
You are not familiar with the language of interior design, monsieur?
Please stay on topic. Now why didn't you tell the court about this before?
But I did, just a few moments ago.
Excuse me, Mr. Armstrong. This deco you mentioned. Are you referring to some sort of decoction? No, Art Deco. It is a style of design, Your Honor. He's talking about interior design. Walls, ceilings, carpets, that kind of thing. Ah yes, of course. That deco.
I was trying to achieve a more effeminate look for my restaurant. I was planning on the most bold remodeling of la decor.
Hold it. Hold it. Thank you. How big of a mirror are we talking about here?
Well, something about 4 meters wide and oui, about 2 meters in.
Let's see, if 1 meter is about 1 yard. Holy glass in a frame, that's huge! 1 meter is not 1 yard, Phoenix. I was about to say samurai. But come on now, Phoenix.
I was intending to install it on the ceiling eventually.
The ceiling? Was there a mirror on the ceiling? I don't remember.
No, but I decided not to go through with it in the end.
What should I do? Should I ask him more about the mirror or not? Press harder actually, Phoenix. If you really had such a large mirror in the restaurant, someone would have noticed it. But there's nothing about a mirror in Mr. Kuda or Maggie's Bird's testimonies.
But...
Objection!
You didn't ask, Try. You have only yourself to blame for such sloppy work. What? A mirror was delivered to Trebian the day before the incident. Well, I am an ace attorney. Really? As Mr. Armstrong testified, he was carrying out some design changes. And as it turned out, he didn't actually use the mirror in the end. This just doesn't add up. Even if a mirror was delivered to Trebian, it doesn't prove that it was in the restaurant on the day of the crime. Ha! If you want to doubt someone, try it. Look in a mirror. I'm sure the person looking back at you will be dubious enough. So the witness yesterday had seen the victim reflected in the mirror. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it.
Hold it!
Normally, I'd expect people to know the difference between a reflection and a real object.
Objection!
Normally, how does normality come into this? That's lame, Try it, even for you. Huh? Are you trying to say that if something isn't normal, it isn't possible? Is that it? Where does that leave the portrait-headed lawyer and the... Oh. Where does that leave the portrait-headed lawyer and the top-notch chick over there? And the ungodly cool guy with the mask over here? Well tried. Ah! Not the hair! I do not have a top knot. Mr. Godot is correct. A lack of normality is no basis for discontinuing an argument.
Bien, logic is one latte.
Hold it. Hold it.
Hold it!
Everything? He would have seen everything in reverse?
Oui.
Hey Nick, we should take a sec and think about what old Seedley said in his testimony. How did he phrase it again?
The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. No questions. You can lock me up if I'm wrong. It was his left ear, without a doubt. And then he used the same hand to pick up the cup. His left hand.
If he saw everything described reflected in a mirror, then everything he said he saw on the left was actually on the right, huh? And that clears up all the problems with his testimony, I guess. Or does it? Ha! It's kinda hard to believe everything's the fault of a mirror, but... Do you think old CD saw everything through a reflection? If he did, it would explain all the contradiction in his testimony. But that just makes the situation worse for Maggie. It's gotta be something in that old man's testimony. We just got to dig deeper. Like having a large mirror between tables, for example. Objection! Objection? Ejection.
Objection!
Okay, no. It doesn't. Phoenix. You are wrong, Phoenix, and we all know it. Try to think before you make accusations again, Mr. Phoenix. Oops, that didn't go so well. No, it didn't actually. Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. It didn't go so right. No, did it, Phoenix? Did it? Actually, he did say in his testimony that he was looking at the newspaper. Objection!
Objection!
Hello, Cool Ford. Welcome to the stream. Hope you'll enjoy. Let's see, one. Oops. Look up like earpiece and like glasses. You would have seen everything in reverse and on. Which means that should have been on the right side. Objection!
Objection!
This is case 2, I think? Could be wrong. The coffee cup, the earpiece, and the HMD. Let's think back over Mr. Kudo's testimony for a second, shall we? The boy was wearing the earpiece... Oh.
The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. No questions. You can look me up if I'm wrong. I was in the left ear, without a doubt.
So, to summarize, we're told about both the HMD and the earpiece were on the victim's left side. Oh, is this case 3? Maybe it is, actually. Now, if Mr. Kudo saw all that as a reflection in the mirror, it means both the HMD and the earpiece were actually on the victim's right side.
Excellent.
Oh.
Exactement, you see, Monsieur. Now that you think about it, it's not so odd, no?
Unfortunately, that's where we run into a monumental contradiction with the facts. If Mr. Kudo really did see everything in a mirror, why is it that the HMD is now on the wrong side of his head? Good point there, Phoenix. Good point.
Order, order. Mr. Wright is correct. If the witness genuinely observed the victim reflected in a mirror, then we would expect the victim's eyepiece to have been over his right eye.
Objection!
That's not how it works, though.
How bitter. Try. You should have a taste of this bitterness. It will calm you down in no time.
Are you talking about your coffee or something completely different?
You don't understand the way the witness thinks. How he thinks? You remember this, I presume.
I broke the vase. Sorry, I apologize. Mr. Kudo's sworn testimony.
Exactly. The old man has one very grievous habit, other than throwing seeds. The more of an impression something makes, the more muddled his mind makes it. And what's the most striking thing about Mr. Elg? Clearly, it's the victim's eyepiece. And that's my point. The old man strikes again. Mr. Elg's HMD made a big impression on the old man.
Hello, Finisher. Welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy.
I saw the earpiece and those newfangled spectacles he was wearing. Oh yes, they were both on his left ear. Do you hear? His left ear. Ha! Well tried.
Ugh. That's the worst, but best impression of Kudo ever. Wow, I really thought it was old Seedy for a minute there. Good, that's good.
Enough. I must agree that yesterday's witness was irresponsibly rash in much of his testimony.
Bad luck, Nick. Looks like the boil of a contradiction you found is just a rash.
A mirror can't be beaten by a handful of seeds, nor can it lie. So, what exactly was the old man looking at? Fill us in, Mr. Armstrong. Go on, tell the court. We're all ears.
Oui, I can explain. Please, if you look at the label of the restaurant.
The mirror. It's a man in the mirror. I don't know how the Michael Jackson song goes, but it's a man in the mirror.
Hello, is everyone sitting comfortably? La mirror, it was in the middle of the restaurant, dividing the two elves. There is only one seat from which you could have seen an image of the victim. That was sitting at the table next to the victims. That was where the old man was sitting. After that terrible incident occurred, I moved the mirror so it was not in the way. But naturally, I did not touch anything else.
I see no problem with the explanation we just heard. From the table next to the victims, Mr. Kudo could have seen the victim in the mirror.
What a naughty little cricket. I am confusing all the men like this.
Don't worry about it. We can keep up. Except for the guy breaking out in a cold sweat over there again.
Ugh, I hate that guy.
You said you didn't touch anything else apart from the mirror. Are you quite sure about that?
Volunteered, of course.
Except that he took the lottery ticket.
Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination if you please.
Hold it.
Hold it!
So, run this by me again. The mirror was here, correct?
Oui.
We? Really? Because I know if I were you, I would have put a mirror there. I wouldn't have put a mirror there. It would have been in the way.
Objection.
Look who's talking, try it.
Huh?
You're obstructing my view among other things.
But, this is my seat in this courtroom.
Trebien's charm is that it gives you the impression that you're the only customer. Temporarily placing a mirror in the spot would hardly be in the way. Unlike you, try it.
I tell you, monsieur, the mirror was there in the middle of the restaurant.
Hold it.
Hold it!
And where would that be?
Ooh la la, look how you lean towards me. I always attract younger boys. Maybe I should keep you in suspense a little longer.
Mr. Armstrong, tell the court what you know at once.
I attract the older ones do. You know, handsome. Shall I teach you too?
I'm already seeing a very hot someone, so I'm afraid you'll be waiting for a long time.
I bet she has some mocha cream skin and cappuccino perfume.
Bien, I will tell you. There was only one there from which you could have seen.
Hold it. So, why can you only see the victim from the particular seat?
Monsieur, it is obvious, no? If you look at the plan, you will understand. The victim would have been reflected in the mirror like so. Or if you were sitting at the table next to him, you would see everything, no?
So that's the seat old Cedar was sitting in on that day. When the poisoning happening, the old man was sitting at the table next to the victim. Why does that seem kinda odd? Hold it! Hold it! Did you move the mirror while Mr. Kuda was off calling the police?
Oui, exactement. I get out of the restaurant.
You moved a huge mirror like that all by yourself?
What can I say? I know how to pick it up, handsome.
Goddard actually laughed at something.
Well, given the witness's physique, I suppose it is possible.
That's a pretty burly arm, actually.
Did you move anything else from the crime scene, Mr. Armstrong?
I look like a blinding type, no?
Hold it! Hello, Goddard. Welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy. Are you sure about that?
I thought nothing except for the mirror.
Mr. Wright, is there something the witness has said that doesn't match the crime scene?
Yeah, there is. I just can't put my finger on what exactly.
Ha! Suffering from a case of heartburn, tried.
Hello, Cloud. Welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy.
Oh, I have just the thing for that, and I will golden mirror and Frankenstein's.
Add a few drops to your coffee, and voila, enjoy.
Focus, Phoenix. Breathe. I need to ignore those two and just find some evidence. It's pretty strange though, isn't it? I mean, nobody mentioned anything about a really large mirror. You'd think someone would have, but Maggie didn't, and neither did old CD. Then the only logical explanation is that there was no mirror inside Trebien that day. Now I just got to prove it somehow. First off, we're gonna save. Objection! Objection!
Objection!
Action!
Objection!
No, that was not it. Hold it! No, not hold it, I mean... we're gonna do this again. Objection! 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 On. Ction! Ction! Objection!
Objection!
No, that wasn't it either.
Objection!
You know. So, she's guilty again. Whoop! Woohoo! That's what we're going for, what? Right? A guilty verdict? Maybe not, actually. Who knows? 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 Who knows?
Objection!
Okay, there we go. This piece of evidence contradicts what the testimony we heard, Your Honor. The crime photo? Ah, good to know, Cloud. Yes, this photo clearly shows something that theoretically should not exist. What on earth do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? Oh yeah, the vase. Should not exist. Ha! Sounds like you're describing yourself, try it. I just only thought, you know, that the picture didn't showcase the mirror. Now then, if the defense would please clarify its statement. Yeah, the old man meant... What is the something that should not exist in this photo? The vase, because he knocked it down.
Take that!
I think it's pretty obvious that this is what should not be in the picture. The vase? What possible connection does that have with the witness's testimony? Your Honor, I'm telling you that there should have been no vase on this table. Because it's very clearly contradicted with this piece of evidence. This is easy, it's the freaking testimony. Take that!
Take that!
There's one thing that was clearly demonstrated by yesterday's testimony. Mr. Kudo broke the vase that was on the table where he was sitting. And yet, as the court can see, there's an unbroken vase on the table next to the victim. Why? Because Mr. Kudo was not, in fact, sitting at the table next to the victim at all.
Objection!
Don't be an idiot, try it. That's impossible. That seat's the only one Kudo could have seen the victim reflection from. Exactly. There's only one conclusion we can draw from this contradiction. There was no mirror in the Tribune that day. Your testimony, Mr. Armstrong, is an elaborated lie.
Monsieur!
Objection!
Objection. Don't try to confuse the courts, right? Obviously, the witness cleaned up the vase, while the police were taking their time getting to the crime scene.
Objection!
Unfortunately, Mr. Godot, that doesn't quite work for me. Mr. Armstrong already testified to the contrary in his own words. I did not touch anything else. Oh.
I did not touch anything else.
Except for the mirror. Grah! Well, witness. What do you have to say for yourself? I was right. There was no mirror in the restaurant that day. In light of this revelation, we return back to the original problem. Why did the victim have an earpiece in an ear in which he couldn't hear? Ha! You only get one shot in life, there's no turning back. If you want to claim that the mirror wasn't there, try it. Then this problem is all yours. How do you explain what the old man saw? If you can answer this, then I'll be much I'll be that much closer to the truth. I can feel it. Are we going to be okay? Can you really solve this contradiction, Nick? There's more than just this one contradiction, Maya. What do you mean? Remember what Maggie told us? There was another man at the victim's table, and there was a sample CD on the victim's table. It all flies in the face of Mr. Kudo's testimony. And I think I know the reason why nothing in this case is adding up.
Well, Mr. Wright, let's hear your answer.
Yes, Your Honor. The reason behind all the contradiction in Mr. Kudo's testimony is simple. I'm gonna save first. Obviously the victim was a phony. No, I think Mr. Kudo made a mistake, honestly. Clearly, Mr. Kudo made a mistake.
Mr. Wright, you're the one who brought up all these contradictions.
And?
If you're trying to tell us the old man just made a mistake, we can wrap up this case right now with a guilty verdict. How about it, Mr. Wright? Should I just declare your client guilty?
Yeah, why not? Can end it here. Is that the best you can come up with, Nick? I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was the one who made a mistake.
I'll give you one more chance, Mr. Wright. Think carefully before you answer this time.
Yes, Your Honor. The victim was a phony. This case is riddled with contradictions, yet there's one very simple answer that clears them all up.
And what is that?
The incident Mr. Kudo witnessed and the incident the victim experienced were two completely different events. Oh wow, that was actually it.
What?
Yes, the victim that Mr. Kudo saw wasn't Mr. Glenn Elg at all. It was an imposter, a phony pretending to be Mr. Elg. Obviously, unlike the victim, there was nothing wrong with the imposter's left eardrum. Wow, I can't believe that was actually it. I thought that was just a joke answer. Oh. That's how he ended up wearing his earpiece in his left ear by mistake.
Order! Order in the court! Settle down or I clear the courtroom. Quiet, Grabs. Why don't you clear out of here, huh? What did you say? Tried. Are you saying that what Mr. Kudo saw was a setup?
Yes. Someone pretended to be Glenn Elg and acted out the whole coffee poisoning. All for the express purpose of creating a witness out of one Mr. Victor Kudo.
Objection.
Get real, Tried. Why would anyone want to do that?
Isn't it obvious? The thing Mr. Kudo was most insistent about in his testimony was
the serving girl brought him a Yawakino, but she put something in it. That's the serving girl, right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well. It's so hard to believe, but
there was one, and only one reason to show Mr. Kudo this fake poisoning. To show Maggie Bird in the act of poisoning the coffee.
Objection.
Are you insinuating that the waitress's old man story was a fake as well? It's true that there were no other customers in the restaurant at the time, but it's also true that the chef was there. He would have noticed what was happening. That's right. Well, witness.
If your restaurant really was the scene of such theatrics, you would have known about it, correct?
Ooh la la, it's the most difficult for me.
No, it's quite simple. All you have to do is testify. You're under oath after all. Was there, in fact, a phony threat at the end that day? The defense demands that Miss Armstrong tell the whole truth about what happened. The defense request for additional testimony accepted. You will accurately explain in detail the events in the restaurant that day.
Oh, oui.
In the restaurant, witness testimony.
La victime, Monsieur Elg, he came to my restaurant alone. Ramel the Allman arrived not long after him. There were no other customers.
That does look a lot like Phoenix though.
When he got word he won the lottery, Mon Elk became very excited. It was approximately 5 minutes later that the poisoning incident occurred. No, there was no time for a funny to do the acting.
Just so we're clear, there was no mirror in the restaurant after all.
Je vond the man pardon, forgive me the honor. I lied because I wanted this matter to be cleared up quickly.
You'll go for jail for lying in court though. So why would you admit to something like that? Dumbass. What you have done is commit perjury, Mr. Armstrong. I will decide how to punish you later.
Oh, oui.
For now, we'll hear your cross-examination. Mr. Wright, if you please. He took that perjury charge a bit too well. But I'm guessing he'll be in more serious trouble after this cross-examination.
Yeah.
Dangerous trouble at that. Hold it!
Hold it!
Was he alone at his table as well?
Ma, oui, I saw him from the kitchen.
Yet the defendant, Miss Bird, remembered it differently. She swears there was another man at the victim's table.
Objection!
Ha! Unfortunate for you, Tried. Yesterday's witness also testified that the victim was alone. You know, seeing you squirm like that reminds me of a certain coffee's bittersweet but... What kind of coffee has he been drinking? It's not coffee, it's love. It's love that's bittersweet. Hearing Maya say that makes her seem wise all of a sudden. Hold it!
Hold it!
By old man you mean Victor Kuda, right?
Oui, it comes often from a special coffee.
I drank your coffee once, Miss Armstrong. It's special, I'll give you that. It's worth a sip just for the experience.
Oh, you make me so happy, Monsieur. You're most welcome at any time.
I said it was worth one sip and nothing more. So old Mr. Kuda arrived at the restaurant around the same time as the victim. Maybe I should ask him about his arrival in more detail. I'm gonna save. Because we're running out of energy. We're running out of energy. We are running out of energy. We are running out of energy. We are running out of energy. What time was it? Out of curiosity, about what time was it when Mr. Kudo arrived?
Oh no, I cannot remember, Monsieur.
I believe we were told by a witness yesterday. The crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a kind of scary old man, sir. Does that perhaps jog your memory, witness?
The incident happened about 20 minutes after he arrived. that the victim might have arrived between 2 p.m. and 10 p.m. No?
Just after 2, huh?
Thank you for your help in jogging my memory, monsieur. You're wonderful.
I can sit here all the time and do nothing now. I can't sit here all the time and do nothing now, can I?
Except that that's exactly what you fucking do, Judge, and you know it. You oh so know it. That is all you do.
The time of day will be added to the witness's testimony.
Oui, monsieur Judge. Everything I do it for you.
Merci bien. That's French, isn't it?
I'm glad at least one person's in a good mood. He's even humming a song to himself. Contradicts itself there. Hold it! Are you sure about the time?
When I think really hard, I am sure it was just after 2 weeks. It's not time at observing the lunch menu.
Quite right. I always break for lunch when the restaurant are serving their specials. I've been known to I've been known to wind up a case early just to make it one time.
Haha. I guess you should never get between a hungry judge and his lunch.
Oh, would you look at that? It's almost lunchtime already.
Witness, get on with your testimony, please. Hold it. So your only customers were Mr. Kudo and the victim?
Objection.
How many times do you need to ask the same thing, Tried? You never catch me drink the same blend twice.
Huh?
You're trying to establish the presence of a phony victim in the restaurant, but you're wasting your time. You can't grind birdseed to make coffee, if you catch my drift.
But there's a hole in this testimony somewhere, I'm sure of it. Hold it! Did you see him?
No, I was in the kitchen, but I heard him. I remember I'm shouting, yes, of $1,000,000 bucks.
Presumably the defendant heard that too then, correct?
Maggie, you look like a pretty frightened dog.
And what about Mr. Kudo?
The old man choked on some veggies that got stuck in his throat.
It seems we now have yet another incident on our hands.
Hold it! And what were you doing at this point? Without any customers, you must have had time to kill.
I am a multi-talented woman, monsieur.
Sorry? What do you mean?
There is a renowned chef, Jen Armstrong, and a tragic poet, Clarice Armstrong.
Clarice?
We are writing a poem, an arrogant tale of a chef in $500,000 of debt. Cooking for a man who won $500,000 on the lottery. It is called pourquoi. It means why. Perhaps I will recreate it for the court.
Please don't. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. About time. You mean you contacted the police as soon as the incident occurred?
I asked the old man to call from the paper.
By your own argument, Tried. The purpose of this phony victim's performance was so the old man would see it. In other words, once the incident occurred, this opportunity would completely disappear. Indeed.
Bien, it seems like the shadow of doubt has been lifted. Need you still pass?
I guess Miss Armstrong is connected to this case, huh? Absolutely. Someone was impersonating Mr. L. and refused to believe he was oblivious. Hello Joshua, welcome to the stream, hope you enjoy. He was there the whole time after all. But if you're right, wouldn't Maggie have noticed too? She fell unconscious when the incident occurred, remember? Ah, you mean that's when the phone is staged as act? Perhaps it was. We'll know for sure once I find a hole in this testimony. Okay, into my restaurant. Oh, let's save actually. Hello, the mighty bird. Welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy. I'm just a bit tired, but never better. Oh, that's great to hear that you're doing good. Or that you've never done better. Repress this actually. Okay, this is this thing again. Oh wait, I should press the first one.
Hold it!
Objection!
Okay, no. Spares the most thrilling 10 minutes of your life every Monday. Yeah, so that can't be right because of the time there. Objection!
Objection!
I'm afraid I finally got you, Mr. Armstrong.
What? What do you mean?
At the time in question, the victim was listening to the radio with his earpiece. The show he was listening to was Millionaire Radio. Each week they announced the winning numbers of the $500,000 lottery ticket.
Weird, that must be like someone Elk was listening to.
I can't see any problem with his testimony, Mr. Wright. I wonder... You say the victim arrived at your restaurant after 2 PM, correct?
Oui, I am sure of it. I remember it perfectly now. I know it was that time because I had just been serving lunch menu.
Get to the point, right, if you have one. That show is broadcast live at 1:30 PM, and it claims to be the most thrilling 10 minutes of your life. I was thinking of buying that game, but I actually opted out for Xenoblade Chronicles 2 instead. It's on the air at 1:30? Now, supposedly the victim made some noise when it was announced that he had won. And yet, I don't believe his cry of joy could have occurred after 2 PM. Because the show had already finished more than 30 minutes earlier by the appointed time.
No!
This victim we've been told about has done nothing but the impossible. Listening to the radio with a ruptured eardrum, catching a show that was already over. There's only one conclusion you can draw from these facts. This victim was an imposter acting out the poisoning 30 minutes after the real murder. Yes, there were 2 Glen Elks in Trebienne that day. The real Glen Elk, now dead, having been poisoned by the real killer. And the phony Glen Elk acting out the events for Mr. Kudo to witness. It certainly seems that way. I mean, if that wasn't the case, how could you explain the time discrepancy?
Objection!
Quite a performance try. You were almost on a roll. But sadly, you lacked a rock-hard foundation of rhythm to build your song. Hello Min, welcome to the stream, hope you enjoy. It's 1 AM, I hate everyone cause I'm at a house party, I'm so fucking sleepy. What are you doing at a house party, Min? You gave birth very recently, you shouldn't be out partying. That's the deepest objection I've ever heard. What is this? Music Theory 101? Let's recap. According to imaginative theory, it's now just after 2 PM. The phony elk is performing a play for the benefit of Mr. Kudo. Do you hate me? How do you explain then where the real Glen Elg is? I don't believe I have to spell this out for the court. However, at that time the real Glen Elg was already dead. That's certainly the obvious conclusion.
Objection!
My husband dragged me here and my kids are with their uncle. The baby's first house party. Wow, Cloud. How nice you hate me. Time to go into the darkness. Hello darkness, my old friend. You come to see me yet again. Once again. The baby's first house party. Done! Thank you, Tried. That's exactly what I was hoping you would say. What? Now, I presume you can prove this theory of yours. Can you explain where the missing corpse went to? The missing corpse? According to the old man's testimony, there was only one other customer there. How many cups of coffee did Mr. Goro drink? He was drinking 17 in total in each trial, he said. So, something like that, I say. If that customer was the phony Glen Elg, then where did the killer hide the body of the real victim? Ah! The prosecution has a valid point, Mr. Wright. If your theory is to stand up to the examination by the court, you must provide us with proof by answering the prosecution's questions. Where did the killer hide the body? Yes, Your Honor. No conjecture tried. Let's hear some facts for once. Show the court a piece of evidence that proves where the body was hidden. Evidence? What's with the intense pressure here all of a sudden? The only problem I have right now is that I'm hiding in a back room playing Baldi's Basics on a MacBook I found in the closet. I thought I had him with that contradiction. But he turns it all around and backed me into a corner instead. Yeah, that's Godot, alright. Well, Mr. Wright, the court will now hear the defense's theory and evidence. Where did the killer hide the body? He hid it inside the bien in the kitchen, I'm guessing. 'Cause that's where we found the ear medicine. That's where we found the ear medicine. That is where we found the ear medicine. It would have been too dangerous to take the body outside. Obviously, the body must have been hidden somewhere inside Trebien. Interesting. But where could a body have been hidden inside a restaurant? Perhaps you would care to show the court on these plans, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. The exact location where the body was concealed inside Trebien is... inside the kitchen! The body was hidden here. I see. Nice supposition. But the real question is, can you back it up? Where's the evidence that proves the body was hidden in that location? It's the medicine. It's the medicine. They didn't have anything else on their desktop, just a boulder space in the middle of the desktop. That's kinda... It's in the food. In the food. That would be really gross. Take that!
Take that!
Mr. Armstrong, do you recognize this bottle?
No. I've never seen that ugly bottle before in my life. I only use the very best bottles, monsieur. Then I guess quality only for me. Oh yes.
Where was that bottle found, Mr. Wright? Interesting enough, Your Honor, it was found in the kitchen of Tribien.
Eh? Quoi? But I only ever use these bottles for my aromatherapy oils.
But this bottle doesn't contain aromatherapy oil, Mr. Armstrong. No, it contains some medication. What kind of medication? Hello, Krona. Welcome to the stream. Hope you'll enjoy. Because he hasn't been killed yet? Is that a spoiler? Asada? Is that a spoiler I'm hearing? Is that a spoiler? Is he going to die? Oh my god, thank you, sweet baby Jesus. Praying in the man you're crying being snowed on Mary and Joseph. Merry Christmas, we're leaving, gonna sleep for centuries, oh my god. I'm sure everyone remembers, don't they? That Mr. Elg visited an otolaryngological clinic and was given medication that day. You can't be serious. The defense had the contents of the bottle analyzed, and I have the lab results here. The contents of the bottle match the prescription that was given to Mr. Elg. Glenn Elg's murderer hid the body in the restaurant's kitchen, at which time this bottle fell out of the victim's pocket. Mr. Armstrong, when the incident occurred, didn't you say you were in the kitchen?
Mamma dear!
You will remember me for centuries. Yes, you know what I'm about to say. It was you who hid the victim's body. You did a fine job pretending to defend my client, Maggie Bird, however. You were setting her up to take the fall behind the poor girl's back.
No!
Order! Order! This is an extraordinary development. Phoenix Wright used to work as a pinter finger before being a lawyer. A pointer finger. Yeah, good night, Min. Thanks for stopping by the stream, hope you enjoyed. Witness, did you murder Mr. Glenn Elg?
Never! I could do that! No, not such an horrible thing! No!
Oh! Mr. Goddard. The bitterness. Every time I get lied to, I always down a mug of coffee. That's one of my rules. Do you have the slightest idea how many cups you've had by now? You're welcome. Sorry I'm tired for some odd reason. When I get tired I'm really hyper. Then I like to do the same to the person who lied to me. I like to take them down with an empty cup. Listen up, chef. How about a brand new flavor in your ear, my age-deficient friend?
Je vous demande pardon. Please, you must hear me out. It is just that. Listen to me. Por favor.
Yo hablo español. Mr. Armstrong and por favor is Spanish. I'm only going to ask you once. Did you do it?
None. None. Absolutely none.
See, I'm in. On a side note, the goal is gonna have the shits for days because coffee does that to oof. Let's hear it. You got one shot, right, Gramps? Witness, the court will permit you to the chance to make one final statement. If you lie under oath again, Mr. God's coffee mug awaits you. As does my gavel. Over 9,000! He would be dead by then. Heart attack.
Oui, it is clear.
Or draining your body of fluids. What do they always say in the movies? I got a bad feeling about this. Very well. Begin your final testimony, Mr. Armstrong. Witness testimony, the confession.
It is true. I ate a pretty lucky kitchen. A man forced me to do it. I had no choice. I had to go along, because there was a reason why I could not refuse.
That was a horrible DVC reference there. That was when Vegeta could have been best up by anyone.
But I did not kill him. I swear it. You must believe me.
You were forced. By who?
I cannot say, or I will be erased.
Let's try a different question then. When Mr. Alec died, was he really the only person at his table?
There was. There was another man.
I knew it. Meg was telling the truth. I can hear a light buzzing sound, and I'm not sure if it's just me. I cannot hear a buzzing sound. Except for perhaps my computer fan, but I don't think you can hear that. You may cross-examine the witness now, Mr. Wright. There's just one more thing I need to do. I gotta break this guy and get him to tell us the name of the real killer. Unless you mean the sound which can be heard now, and that is actually from the 3S capture card. It's a little bit of a white noise. And get him to tell the name of the real killer, yeah. The confession. Hold it. Hold it. Banana pie it. Hold it.
Hold it.
Did you carry the body by yourself?
Oui, I carried him, and I carried Maggie too.
Maggie too?
When she saw the victim collapse, she fainted. I could not leave her there.
But why did you hide the bodies? Hold it. Hold. Hold it. Hold it.
Hold it.
What man? Who was he?
No, I cannot say. I fear for my life.
He's really scared. You'll have to put the words in his mouth, Nick. Yeah, you're right. If you won't tell me, I'll tell him. But why would you go along with this man? Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Banana pie, cream pie. Bananas. Old.
Hold it.
When old works. Great. And what reason would that be, Mr. Armstrong?
You know, Monsieur.
Yes?
Surely you cannot expect a young maiden to talk about such an embarrassment.
A maiden? You're a bit old to get away with that. And a bit too male. I can't finish the cross-examination with establish his reason. So I just have to prove it with evidence. Hold it. Hold. Hold. Okay, now hold work. So you're claiming that all you did was hide the bodies, is that correct?
Oui, that's right.
If we are to believe you, Mr. Armstrong, you must tell the court everything. You must make clear the identity of the man who ordered you to do this.
He's already confessed this much. He might as well stop dancing around the real issue. Yeah, but he really doesn't want us to tell. But he really doesn't want to tell us who the killer is. Then socket it to him, Nick. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Okay, we're gonna save here. Guess we should start a new trend, Phoenix Wright trends. It's an original trend, of course.
Objection!
Objection!
Let's end this dance of ring around the rosy, Mr. Armstrong. This is the man you got be referring to.
Oh! Who is that? I feel like I've seen him somewhere before.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe a month ago in this very courtroom. This man is Furio Tiger. He's the manager of the loan office called Tender Lender. There's no point trying to hide the truth anymore, Mr. Armstrong.
There's no point in hiding.
I know you couldn't go against Mr. Tiger, at least not while he had this on you. Let's see, which one is it? Just oh yeah, here we go. Take that!
Take that!
A $500,000 loan from a black market loan shark. And you had no way of paying it back, did you? That's why you were forced to do anything, this man told you.
Oui, it is as you say.
Mr. Armstrong?
The tiger, he told me he was going to use my restaurant for a business rendezvous. On that day in question, he was meeting the victim to demand that he repay his loan.
Hello, gamer kid. Welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy.
I don't know what happened like that. I just did what he told me to do. I had no choice. I carried the body and the unconscious Mackie out of the dining area and into the kitchen. After that, I just tried to forget what I had seen.
I think you can now safely say that the man who forced your hand was Mr. Fury Tiger. Actually, it's 1818 where I am. Meaning 6:18 p.m.
I do have one further question for you, Mr. Armstrong. The poison and the lottery ticket that were found in the defendant's apron pocket. Was that your doing as well?
No, I knew nothing about that. Make it look like it was Meg who had done it. I was not. It is despicable.
Mr. Godot, you will summon this Fury Tiger as a witness. I doubt that can be arranged today, so we will adjourn for now. Proceedings will continue tomorrow. "30 minutes. What? The trial will go on. I'll see to it myself. I need half an hour to get that guy on the stand. Not a minute more.
How then?
Don't sit back and relax yet, try it. No one knows if the chef is really telling the truth or not. try. Could still go on either way.
I thought Alexandria was in Greece, but maybe it is in Egypt actually.
Very well. Your request is granted, Mr. Godot. We will resume once Mr. Tiger is ready to take the stand. Until then, court is adjourned for a 30-minute recess.
To be continued! To be continued! In the meantime, we shall save the game! And I will go and use the bathroom! And refill my drinking glass, but I will do that before I go to the bathroom, so that you don't think I refill it in the bathroom with something other than water. I'll be right back though, so stick around, as I'll be right back. Let's see here. Let's remove this first. Was it everyone's favorite game in the trilogy? The first one actually is my favorite. To be continued. Heavy JoJo reference. Yeah. Too bad they didn't play Yes by Roundabout. I mean Roundabout by Yes. There we go. Justice for All, Trials Tribulations, Saves Mighty Bird, Gaikuten Cyborn 2, the one when he travels in time to a witch trial. Plus later is Phoenix Wright. Guess who's back? Back again. It's the frog. Yep, the what one? What order in the trilogy is that? January 8th, 1:21 PM, this is the court defendant lobby number 1. So, we're finally going to see the tiger on the stand. We almost got this case won now, Nick. I wish I could agree. Huh? When I cross-examined Mr. Armstrong just now. He said he was just doing what the tiger told him to do. But Gordon picked up on it, remember? He pointed out that without the proof, we don't know if that he testified is the truth. You mean, you think Mr. Armstrong was lying? I don't know, but if that's the line the prosecution takes, we could be in trouble. It's the frog, LPGrodus 2018. That's what they call me though, they call me the frog. Cause they see me jumping! I get the feeling that we don't have the case-making evidence we're going to need. Hey pal! Detective Gumshoe? What are you so jumpy about, detective? Your hair's standing on end.
Hey, that's a pot calling the kettle black, little Mrs. Topknot.
It's not a top knot. Never mind about the hair. Just calm down, alright?
I can't stand still when I don't have a job to do. I kinda get wound up. Ah!
No kidding.
You gotta have something you need me to do, pal. Anything.
Well,
Hey, I'm gonna take a jog back down to precinct. I could get some prints analyzed for you, if you got an hour.
An hour? The trial had reconvened by then. But Nick, we still don't have a really decisive piece of evidence, right? True. Without some kind of trump card to pull out of the bag, we're really stuck. You said you could get some fingerprints analysis done in an hour?
You bet.
In that case, would you mind checking the prints on this for me?
Take that!
We're going back to the station anyway. Could you find out whose prints are on these?
Oh hey, that's a small bottle I gave back to you this morning, right?
Yeah, I think it's time we solved the last mystery of who the prints on it belongs to.
Sure thing, pal. Actually, that's been gnawing at me too.
Small bottle given to Detective Gumshoe.
Okay, I'll get this off to the lab right away.
Funny that the victim was a Saiyan, the boy has a scouter. It was not a Saiyan, Asada. At least I think it's Asada. Let's go to this very server. Yeah, that is Asada. Okay, now it feels like I'm gonna sneeze again. That's because I am gonna sneeze. Achoo! 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 Jesus.
Just make sure you don't lose the case before I get back.
I can't promise anything, Gumshoe. Thank you, Mighty Bird. This is pretty much the final showdown, I guess. It's time to separate the phonies from the real guys. January 8th, 1:56 PM, District Court, Courtroom number 4.
Court will now reconvene. Mr. Grodus, did you find this Fury Tiger?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was you or Arima. Because I know you have very similar names on both Discord and YouTube, so just had to make sure that I remember correctly. That made me jump. What made you jump? Oh, my sneezing. Sorry, Sarah. Thank you.
Court will now reconvene. Mr. Grodus, did you find this Fury Tiger?
Asada is me. No. I am the real Asada. I'm the real Asada! I'm just kidding. I'm Grodus. And Frogface. Can you believe that? We're the same person. No one could ever believe that.
I even tamed him for you. It was a 3-cup job. No problem.
Tamed him? The guy's name may be Fury Tiger, but come on.
He's pretty lively. Be careful. He still bites. Very well. Please show Mr. Tiger to the stand.
Man, he's angry.
Witness? Please state your name and occupation. Rah! Brooklyn Rage!
Ah! Don't hide under the table, Maya. Unless there's room for me down there too. You're supposed to defend your client, Phoenix, not hide from the witness. That is not how things work, Phoenix. You're a terrible, terrible, terrible lawyer. Even worse when you have me under the helm. We're screwed, Phoenix. We're literally screwed.
What you say to me? Nothing. I didn't say nothing. Honest. I didn't say nothing.
Who could have guessed that fear would have induced a bad Brooklyn accent on the judge?
I got business to take care of. You hear? So, who the hell come into this all? Was it you, Spiky?
Ah, no, of course not. It was the judge.
Did the judge just fucking hide under his fucking... What? Why? What?
He's hiding under his desk, or whatever the hell judge thing's called. Yes, same symbols. That's what's mixing things up for me. But come on, Judge! You broke me the first 9 minutes in the stream. Now you pull shit like this? Brooklyn accent, shit like this. You're a judge, for crying out loud.
We've had an assassin as a witness on the witness stand.
We haven't had an actor that played a nice, gentle guy act out in a ferocious, terrible way. We had a police commissioner that could have ended your fucking career. But you're scared about of a loan shark thug. Seriously, Judge. Why? How? This is really dumb. It's super stupid. That's what it is. Yeah, I know he's under the table. That line is pulled straight out of Dragon Ball Super. Your Honor!
Oh dear, I seem to have dropped my pen. Where on earth is it? And bad excuses too! What the hell is this?
Also, my neighbors must love all my screaming. They love my music after all, so now they love this.
Don't mind me. Just carry on with the proceeding as normal.
That's it, we're doomed.
Maybe you didn't hear me. I said, who the hell was it that called me in here?
There's no need to shout. We can all hear you.
What you say?
There's no point struggling. You're caught in a snare. The relentless snare of the law. And I mean, the one that holds you in. And I'm the one that holds you in.
Too cool. Don't let him get the better of you, Nick.
Let's start with the basics. You know about the incident in question, correct?
Incident? I don't know nothing about no stinking incident, masked boy.
You mean you didn't attend the previous trial of Maggie Bird?
Maggie who? I got more important things to do than watch courtroom dramas.
Of course. Well, perhaps you could give us your testimony then. Please tell us about what you did on the day of the murder.
You're gonna stay there down there forever now, Judge.
Huh. Phoenix Wright! You're the one who set this up, didn't you? You're gonna regret the day you ruffled the tiger's fur. You hear what I'm saying?
Maybe I should have brought a diaper with me today. Come on, Phoenix. Have some dignity. Get a grip, Nick. You're one to talk, Maya. You're hiding. The tiger's alibi. He was out in the jungle hunting. That nice music with Godus reminds me of a specific meme.
I don't know nothing about no murder. I was tied up in the business in December last year. Spent all my time in my office. I got ways lined up to borrow cash from Tenderlander every single day. You just wanna check my alibi? Just ask Violetta.
That impression of Tiger is hilarious. Thank you, Chrono.
Ah, at last I found my pen. Very well then, Mr. Wright. Begin with a cross-examination. Ah! What is it? Please, witness, if you could refrain from shouting out like that.
I know the kind of games that the guy in the blue plays. That lowlife ain't no lawyer. He just punches away at stupid details till he wins.
Lowlife? Me?
Listen up, smarty. Every time you ask me something that doesn't relate to this case, I'm gonna bill you $50,000. And you're gonna borrow the cash from me.
That's one loan contract I refuse to sign.
And don't think it ain't gonna hurt when you tangle with the tiger.
Huh. I love a good spectator sport. Just a minute. That's really not... This witness is... How can I put it? A hungry tiger roaming the urban jungle. Get on his bad side, and he'll bite everyone's head off. Yours too. Very well. I have no choice but to impose a penalty system here.
What, Judge? You better be listening. I said I got business to take care of. Big business. If I don't spit now, I ain't gonna catch my bus.
The court will impose a penalty for any irrelevant pressing of witness testimony. Keep that in mind as you begin your cross-examination. Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
You can do it, Nick.
Come out of some under there already, would you, Maya? Cross-examine the tiger's alibi. So I'm gonna assume we're gonna get a penalty for every time we press something. So we're gonna begin by saving. I think that's our best bet, honestly. Sign up brokerage. You're checking alibi. I think all you have to do is press him on something irrelevant and bam, $50,000. Get real, Maya. How about you pay back the money then? Your allowance should cover it.
Hey, I'm no idiot, you know?
Well, I'm certainly not the one who thought the $50,000 was free money. Anyway, I need to work this guy without pressing his testimony too hard. But his testimony is pretty solid as it is. I admit nothing. Jumps out of me as a contradiction, but I got to find an opening somewhere. I need to make one. Meet with the tiger on December 3rd. Hold it! Are you sure about that? We're talking about 1 month ago, you know?
You see these teeth? That's how sharp my secretary is.
Sharp? Is he talking about Viola Cadaverini? Cadaverini, I mean?
She writes everything in my scheduler. December, mail in the office, that's what it says. So that's where I was.
That seems like a rather sketchy schedule.
There he goes again. What the tiger did all December isn't the issue. What's important is what he was doing on that day of the murder. So now what? Let's press harder, actually. Mr. Tiger?
What you want?
If you wouldn't mind going into a bit more detail.
Objection.
This is a dead end try, and you know it. Remember the rules.
No. It's essential that we establish the witness's alibi accurately.
I agree.
The victim was killed on December 3rd. Were you in the office that day too?
Maybe you ain't listening. Of course I was. I never set foot outside. I had meetings all day with a bunch of cats wanting to do business with me. I ain't never seen that young kid before.
I do believe the witness's last statement was important. Mr. Goddard, if you could please. Mr. Tiger, the court asks you to add a last statement to your testimony.
Huh. Don't let an animal beat you. Be a man, Your Honor, and ask him yourself. Okay, but that contradicts the evidence. Objection!
Objection!
Mr. Tiger, you claim you didn't know Mr. Glenn Elg, but it appears that Mr. Elg knew you.
What?
Mr. Elg left this little note in his calendar. Meet with the tiger, and the date? December 3rd.
December 3rd? That's the day of the murder!
So, Mr. Tiger, I submit that you did indeed know one Mr. Glenn Elg. Because on the very day of the incident, you met with him. Not bad. You're actually not bad. So sorry? I was just messing with you to see how good you were. Did you hear that, Dick? He said you're not bad. That's one compliment I can do without. Plus he's lying through his teeth.
Witness, please remember that you're under oath. Lies will not be tolerated.
You're calling me a liar? Is that what you're doing?
Ruh-roh. Ruh-roh, Shaggy. I think it's a ghost. Gotta go away. So, you're saying that you claim to have never seen that kid before. Is the truth?
I said I'm dead serious. You better believe me, that's the truth.
Ha! Then I say that gives me time to enjoy another cup of pure black magic. That is, while you testify for the court again, Mr. Tiger. Oh yes, would you mind indulging the court, witness?
Never actually met the victim. That's gotta be a lie right there. It's time I nail this guy. The victim, Glenn Elg. I ain't no liar. I never met Glenn Elg. There was some lame guy with a name though. Wanted to borrow cash from me. I set up a meeting with the guy at my office, Lander. I waited around for him, but he ain't ever shown. I ain't never even been to that Tribune joint. You see here?
I see. That all seems perfectly logical. You had arranged to meet with the victim, but he didn't show up. I've heard it's pretty hard to keep appointments when you're dead. Very well. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor. Didn't I tell you I got a big deal going down today? I ain't gonna make my bus now. I'm gonna have to take the express train. That bill going straight to you, right? Court proceeding sponsored by Lander. The victim, Glenn Elg. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I ain't even been. Yeah, we did find the. If he hasn't been there, at least Viola has been there, so it might be worth a shot. If I say so myself. Might be worth a shot, or it might not be worth. But we're gonna present an objection!
Objection!
Mr. Tiger, is there something you'd like to tell the court about these matches? Matches? What you talking about? We found them in your office at Lander. They're from that restaurant. Ugh. If you really never been to Tribune before, what was the book of the restaurant's matches doing on your desk? You just be snooping around my stuff now too, wise guy. What are you, my ball and chain? Ain't no bra controlling me.
Order, order. Well, witness, I think it's time you started telling us the truth, don't you? Sorry, I'm terribly sorry. Forgive me.
I ain't no pussycat. I don't go back on what I said. But okay, I was at the joint that day. What? But listen good, alright? I might have been there, but I still never met that kid.
Well, well. Looks like an order just came in for another testimony.
Tiger reminds me of Wheeler.
Brooklyn Rage! Yeah! Hey Koiba, wanna play a card game?
I'm this close to proving it was him. He did meet Glenn Elg that day. And he did put poison in his coffee. He must have. At 3 p.m.
I was supposed to meet with the kid at the restaurant this afternoon. When I opened the door to the joint, I saw one ugly scene. The guy was laid out over the table, stiff as concrete.
Watch how Tiger plays Red Eyes Black Dragon.
I figured if the place wasn't hot already, it's gonna be, so I split. I heard the cop sirens on my way out, and I went straight back to my office.
I see. You didn't actually meet with him in the end, then. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hold it. If I wait around here any longer, I even gonna make it the normal express. No more stupid questions.
Ha! No problem. Anytime Triad presses you on something irrelevant, I'll see he pays a penalty. Mr. Goddard, that's my job. Your job is to slam that little hammer of yours and call a guilty verdict. So do it. Yes, sir.
The Special Express ain't cheap, right? Yes, so you know it since you're paying.
Ooh, I know what to do here. I feel proud of myself because I'm normally dumb.
Ooh, I know what to do here. I feel proud of myself because I'm normally dumb.
Oh man, doesn't the rule of law mean anything around here? No, it doesn't, Phoenix, you know that. At 3 p.m. Meanwhile, kidnaps the ruinous restaurant. That's kind of weird. Because if we look at the floor plans, if he came in from the right side. And the victim was on the right chair, so he wouldn't be able to see him because of the wall there. Objection! Objection? Objection! Objection! Object. I object to your objection. Objection!
Objection!
You're something of a loan collecting pro, aren't you, Mr. Tiger?
No one escapes the tiger's clutches.
Well, I'm something of a lie detecting pro. And no one escapes the Phoenix's clutches. I think it's time we got something straight.
What's this, Triad? A new line of irrelevant questioning.
These are the floor plans of the crime scene. You say you were standing at the entrance, Mr. Tiger. From there, your field of vision would have covered an area something like this.
Indeed, the witness would have had a clear view of the victim's seat.
Isn't that what I just did? I saw the back of the kid's head.
Unfortunately for you, that is not possible. If the court would think back, you'll remember that between each of the tables is a tall partition. After retirement from X-Men, Cyclo decided to be a prosecutor.
Why, that's true.
Now, look at the plans again. The truth is painfully obvious. From the entrance, the field of vision of any customer walking in ends here. So, from the entrance of Trebien, you couldn't have seen the victim's seat. But you did see the victim that day, because you met with him.
Objection.
Hello Oscar, welcome to the stream, hope you enjoy.
Wrong. Have you forgotten the old man's testimony yesterday? The victim was alone at his table.
Objection!
But the defense just proved the point to be moot. The victim witnessed by Mr. Kuda was not Glenn Elg, but a fake.
What?
In order to have Mr. Kuda falsely testify, the real killer posed as the victim he had just killed and acted out a charade. I like the orange costume he has, actually.
That will do. This trial has gone on long enough without the obvious question being answered. Who exactly was this real killer? Who impersonated a victim? You say the killer murdered Glenn Elk, and then impersonated his victim in a performance for Victor Kuda. In that case, Mr. Wright, reveal the identity of this criminal to the court.
Should be...
Take that!
Obviously, the killer is Furo Tiger. No one else could have done it.
What? Well, witness?
Now that's cute. You think that you can pin this on the tiger? Maybe you don't understand. The tiger king of the jungle. So I dare you to say it again. Come on, you got the guts?
You can't threaten me, Mr. Tiger. It's the defense. Go ahead and tell the witness, Mr. Wright.
What? Now he's hiding! Wow, that's just amazing, isn't it?
Mr. Wright!
Sounds to me like it must be you, old man. You got guts, I'll give you that.
Mr. Wright, do not leave me to handle this alone. Ha! Perhaps I can end this embarrassment. Mr. Godot. Let's just go back over Mr. Kuda's testimony one more time. The old man didn't see just the victim. Oh no, no, no. The servant girl brought him a Yavakino, but she put something in it.
I love this game. Not alone, friend. Where you go? 2 spikes, hair fight. Bathroom break.
There's no question about it. She's very conspicuously put some white powder in there. Was the victim he saw the real victim or not? That doesn't matter. The fact remains, he saw the accused put the poison in the coffee.
Objection!
Yeah, objection on that one. But very impressive, Mr. Godot. Waiting for my absence to launch your attack.
Ha! Found your pen at last, tried.
It was in my pocket. But anyway, Mr. Kuda witnessed 2 people that day. He saw the victim, the supposed Mr. Glenn Elg, and the waitress from behind.
Yes, your point, Mr. Wright.
I think the conclusion is obvious. If this Glenn Elg was really the killer in disguise, then surely it's possible the waitress was also part of the show.
What? You mean the waiter was an imposter as well?
The defendant, Mr. Bird, fell unconscious immediately after the incident, and someone used her fainting to hatch an elaborate plan to pin the murder on her. I don't want to go to court. Whilst watching this is kinda unconsciously just ended all the nachos. I don't want to go to court. Whilst watching this I kinda unconsciously just ended all the nachos.
Who on earth was it? Who was the waitress that Mr. Kuda witnessed?
That's simple, it's actually Viola Cadaverini.
Take that! Who is this woman?
Her name is Viola Cadaverini. She's an employee of Tenderlander.
You're making a big mistake. Do you know who Viola's grandfather is? You better be going home in an armored truck tonight, if you know what I mean.
Stop shaking, Nick. Where was I? Yes, the defendant, Miss Bird, has stated the following. Well, when I took the coffee over to the victim's table, it's true that there was another customer in the restaurant. She was sort of creepy, and she had kind of a cackling laugh. Leckrell eliminated. There are just too many contradictions in this case. The second man at the victim's table who nobody but Miss Bird seems to have seen. The earpiece worn by the victim in his left ear when the eardrum was ruptured. And the radio show he was supposedly listening to half an hour after it was over. There's only one logical explanation that clears up all of these contradictions. The whole incident took place twice, once for real and once for show. And Mr. Fury Tiger, the only person who could have committed the crime, is you.
Witness, what have you got to say?
That's cute.
Sorry?
You's alright. I couldn't do with a guy like you, man.
What do you mean?
Okay, I'm in on this game. I'm gonna have a shot yet to get me in the meeting now, but I'm gonna give you one more thing to think about before I go.
Something to think about?
You got it all wrapped up nice, right? But you just missed out one real important thing.
But that can't be.
I was in the joint today, and I met the kid too. But I could have poisoned him, you see? I couldn't have poisoned him, you see?
What? Do you really expect us to believe you now, Mr. Tiger? Huh. What a troublemaker.
Troublemaker?
Looks like we're going to need another one for the road. One more steaming cup of hot testimony. Indeed. Witness, you will explain yourself to the court. I will give you one more chance to testify. What happened that day at 3 p.m. between yourself and the victim?
Give me like 2 minutes, I'm gonna run to the corner store and buy some more nachos to make me look innocent.
Yeah, I loaned out cash, about $100,000. That day was due to have a little chat. The kid had hit up his payback date, see? So anyway, he tells me he's got no way to pay up. I'm about to flatten the guy when he starts screaming. Yes, I won! $500,000! He got lucky, you know? Real lucky. If that waitress hadn't done what she'd done, everything would have been over.
Now, I see that the principal amount you loaned to Mr. Elg was $50,000.
Yeah, well, you got the wig to take into account. Interest build up fast, you know?
That's faster than fast. $100,000 twice his principal.
And the repayment deadline was December 3rd, the day of the incident in question.
Yeah, he was one lucky kid. He got that $500,000 just in time. So I ain't have no reason to kill that kid. And if I ain't got no motive, you ain't got no cash.
His motive? He has to have one, but what was it? The ties to the victim. Actually, let's save to be on the safe side here. We haven't saved in quite a while. Continue. 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 Ba-da-bow, 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 ba-da-dum-down. Ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-ba-da-bow. What did the waitress do actually? Hold it! The waitress, you mean?
The girl with the glasses in the defendant's chair. Who else could I mean? If she hadn't gone the way, things would have been bada bing, bada boom. All and done with.
Maybe I should push a little harder with this. How things would have been. What do you mean things would have been over and done with?
Are you all there what? I'm talking about the cash. I was there to get my $100,000 back. That's all. I'm a businessman. And we're all coming together before the wedges got in the way.
As far as I can tell from the witness testimony, other than recouping his loan, Mr. Tiger had no motive for killing the victim. Witness, you will amend your testimony to reflect what you just said.
The Tiger's motive, huh? Okay, we're after $100,000. I crossed out the 100,000 and the MC Bomber.
Objection!
So, you just intend to get back the $100,000, Mr. LPGrodus, correct?
I loaned the guy the cash, so that's my right.
Unfortunately for Mr. Elg, I don't believe the $100,000 is what you were really after.
Objection.
What are you getting at, Trials? What else would a moneylender be after other than money?
Oh, the moneylender was after money, but money in a total different league. The kind of money that a single disc like this would fetch.
What is that?
A computer virus, Your Honor. A virus called MC Bomber.
A computer virus? What does one of those do?
A computer virus is a program that wreaks havoc on the inside of a computer.
A computer? What does one of those do?
This is 2018, Judge, and you don't know what a freaking computer is. Have you been living under a rock? Have you been living under a rock all this time, Judge? The Judge, everybody. You have the Judge, everybody. Oh, that's so terrific, Judge. I guess the beard isn't the only part of his honor that is from the Stone Age. You can say that twice. I'll explain it to you later, Your Honor. Right now, this is the important point. A virus like MC Bomber would be worth several $1 million on the black market.
Several $1 million?
Lending money with no hope of ever seeing repayment would normally be bad for business. But in this case, the very fact that Glenn Elk had no way to repay the money is crucial.
What?
Glenn Elk was a programmer, a highly skilled programmer. That skill was the collateral Mr. Elk put up in order to borrow the money.
Objection.
You're trying to suggest the witness' motives was to get hold of that program.
Exactly. MC Bomber, a virus you can't touch. Can't touch this.
The witness may have a poor fashion sense, but he is by no means an idiot, Trial. A man like him could get his hands on $1 million without resorting to murder.
Of course he could, provided that he had the time. But what if he had needed the money right then? Welcome back, Chrono, aka Asada. When the pressure's on, the luxury of choice tends to disappear.
It seems like you have a logical conclusion for this theory, Mr. Wright. Would you care to share it with us? What did Mr. Tiger need money to the tune of $1 million?
No. Let's see, where is it? The crash bill. Here we go.
Take that!
In December of last year, you found yourself in need of a huge amount of money. About 6 months ago, you were involved in a traffic accident, weren't you? An accident involving a car and a scooter, in which a young woman was injured. She was taken to the hospital, where she underwent surgery.
How much of this do you use now?
These medical papers document the treatment of the young woman in question. According to these, her operation cost $1 million, and yet, when the payment was due last month, you somehow managed to pay it in full.
$1 million? A preposterous sum. Someone should sue those HMOs. Ha! No one would pay a bill like that. If the medical resortion got wind of it, the hospital would end up as dead as a morgue.
But Mr. Tiger had no choice but to pay, because his very life depended on it.
Order, order, order! You say his life depended on it, Mr. Wright?
Indeed it did, simply because the injured woman was none other than Viola Cadaverini.
Do you say Cadaverini?
Bruno Cadaverini, mob boss in charge of all underworld activities in the city and doting grandfather to his precious Violetta, also known as Viola Cadaverini. Your life was in danger unless you paid compensation to the boss, correct? It makes sense. You were desperate to acquire the $1 million Bruno Cadaverini demanded of you. So desperate, in fact, that you decided to sacrifice Glenn Elf's life to pay your debt. On that day of the murder, Mr. Tiger's sole intention was to get his hand on his CD. Glenn Elk had no way of paying back the $100,000 and Mr. Tiger knew it. But then a miracle happened. The kind that Mr. Tiger would prefer to say never happened, but it can't, and neither can I.
The lottery win.
Exactly. At the 11th hour, Mr. Elk won $500,000 in the lottery, which left Mr. Tiger with no way of getting his hands on the all-important CD. At least, no legitimate way. So he resorted to illegitimate means.
That's crazy!
He murdered Glenn Elk and then made his next move, to frame Maggie Bird for the crime. Mr. Tiger posed as Glenn Elk, while Viola Cadaverini played the role of Miss Bird, and they reenacted the whole thing in order to establish a witness. The witness being the one who all heard testify yesterday, Mr. Victor Kudo.
Like I said, Try, that's crazy. No one could pull off a stunt like that. For starter, there's no way the chef could have been kept in the dark about it.
But Mr. Armstrong was in on it from the very beginning. Have you forgotten already, Mr. Godot? Mr. Armstrong owed the witness money too, $500,000 in fact. He had no choice but to go along with Mr. Tiger's plan.
Order, order! Silence or I will blah blah blah. Roar.
You just put on a good show, Spiky. If you just wanna stay alive in the loan shark business, you gotta be careful. You say I dressed up like the kid, create a witness, and frame someone? If I did something crazy like that, I'll leave a trail as bright as my church. I ain't dumb enough to do something sloppy like that.
I agree.
You do?
Despite your appearance, you're very careful. That's why you took one more precaution. One more trick to make sure Miss Bird had no way out.
What? Another one, Mr. Wright? Interesting. Why don't you fill us all in, Try it? What was the trick you say Mr. Tiger performed to frame the accused?
Could it be this, perhaps?
Take that! Take that!
Man, what's the relevance of that, Try it?
It's just a little intro.
An intro into what? It seems all been an elaborate trick. That's enough. The court's in...
Great going, Grodus! What amazing thing to do! Pretty sure I haven't saved in quite a while too, so that's terrific. Thumbs up on that.
Objection!
Oh, right. I need to press the thing first. But there's still a summer sale going on? Maybe I can get Pokemon Silver. Not Pokemon Silver, I mean Pokemon Crystal a bit cheaper. I would love to do that as a Let's Play. Or a playthrough, whatever, on the channel. Like I did, you know, Pokemon Yellow. How does one be and keep being, and when does being turn into more? What? What are you on about, Sanin? Also, welcome to the stream, hope you'll enjoy. No, wait, not percent, press.
Objection!
Then we skip. La -di -da -di -da -di -da.
Objection!
Lots of waiting around. Lots of waiting around.
Objection!
Okay, let's save here. No, wait, we're supposed to present... You need to play Aviary Attorney. I actually own that game, I believe. It's the one with the birds, right? I tried it out, refused to take on a case. And I lost in the game, so I had to do the case anyway. No, I'm sure it's good. It has birds in it after all. Did it with a friend over a weekend, had a blast, check it out properly sometime. Probably will at one point or another. Actually, let's save again. We're coming up to where we ended up losing last time. Also, Sandin, don't know if you know this yet, but I actually released that Lucius video. I am the only bird here. Actually, Samurai has birds.
Objection!
He's the Samurai bird. Hello, Ricardo. Welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy.
Objection!
Let's save again, actually, to speed things up. I didn't even know you played it. I'm sure it was a masterpiece. Of course you knew I played it, Sanin. You wrote to me as I played the game on Steam. I played through the entire game in one sitting, actually. What was the trick you say Mr. Tiger performed to frame the accused? I have no idea actually. The fake badge maybe? Take that!
Take that!
Oh wow, that was actually it. I don't have good memory, okay? No worries, Annie, no worries.
What on earth is that? What an insult to think anyone could be fooled by such a childish imitation.
Yet, Judge, you were fooled by this very thing last month. Consider yourself insulted, Your Honor. Mr. Tiger, you didn't just pose as the victim on that day in question. A month ago, in this very court, you posed as me.
What? That's...
The truth.
But the witness looks nothing like you, Mr. Wright. Although, now that I think about it, it was you, wasn't it? No doubt it was you, standing in here, this very court, a mere month ago. The Phoenix Wright who put up the most disreputable, shabby defense I have ever seen.
Objection.
Objection.
Can you prove that, Gramps? Prove the attorney who represented the accused here a month ago was this man. Are you prepared to take the stand and testify that it was him?
Let's save again, actually. We're not taking any chances here after all. Gotta be on the very safe side. On the safest side we can.
Hey. Forget about it, yeah?
I wouldn't do something like that, not me. You made a mistake, right? It was someone else, huh? Objection!
Have you no pride, sir?
Objection.
This isn't a matter of pride. In case you didn't know, right here in court, we deal with people's lives. Mr. Godot is right. Your Honor, speaking for myself, I am absolutely convinced. The attorney in question was the witness standing before me now. However, I preside over this court as the judge, with the vested power to hand down a verdict. Someone in my position cannot be swayed by a memory without evidence to support it.
No!
If the defense has no further evidence, the court will now excuse the witness. The circumstances surrounding Mr. Tiger are dubious for sure, but not conclusive.
But we've come so far. Man, Gumshoe, you better come and save us now. Got some ice cream, what I miss.
You say he impersonated Glenn Elk, you say he imprisoned you.
We're almost done with the trial.
But none of that adds up to a murder charge. You don't have a shred of evidence that the witness poisoned the victim's coffee.
But we're waiting for it from Gumshoe.
Heh! Sucks to be you, right? Don't mess with the tiger, or you're gonna get mauled, you get that?
All we managed to do here was chase him around a bit, but I was so close to getting him to admit his own guilt.
Ha!
You, well, missed me almost finishing the trial.
Looks like I won't be needing a refill.
If I just had one more piece of evidence, and maybe I could get Maggie off the hook.
This witness's cross-examination over. You are free to go, Mr. Tiger. Your Honor, sir? Wait!
It's Gumshoe.
Detective!
Detective Gumshoe!
Sorry I took so long, pal. I I staked everything on this. My badge, the works. So here it is. My heart's counting on this too. What is it, detective? Isn't it obvious, pal? It's the final, decisive piece of evidence. What?
Shatter, 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 shatter. January 8th, 2:48 PM, this is court defendant lobby number 1.
Sorry it took so long, pal, but I finally got the results back from the lab.
The results?
About the prints, pal, from the medicine bottle.
Oh, so? Do you know who the prints belong to now?
Do you think I'm some kind of hack detective? Of course I know.
So, tell us. They're the tigers, right? I knew it.
You bet. Clear as crystal, all over the bottle. There are few of Tiger's paw prints, alright?
That's great, we got him now, Nick. What's wrong with you? You hardly said a word since Detective Gumshoe got here. He's laid everything on the line for this, Nick. I know. Look, I'm sorry. This is kinda hard to say, but it really doesn't make any difference whose prints are on the bottle now.
Huh? What? Why not?
What we need to produce at this stage in the trial is irrefutable evidence that the tiger put poison in Glenn L's coffee. He's already admitted that he met the victim. The fact that his prints are on this bottle, that really doesn't make any difference now.
I knew it. Great, no matter how hard I try, I'm never of any use.
Don't say that, Gumshoe. You did your best. Hey, don't be so hard on yourself.
This was our last chance to help Maggie, and I've been working on some useless piece of evidence the whole time. It's alright. I'm a real loser. I'm not breaking news to... It's not breaking news to me, pal.
Detective Gumshoe? Maggie, you been working on something for me?
Sorry I let you down, Maggie. I know you didn't do it. And I'm a detective. We're supposed to be able to prove stuff like that. I'm really sorry. I'll get out of your sight now.
Detective Gumshoe, wait! He's gone. Isn't there anything we can do, Nick? I wish there was. Gumshoe worked so hard to get the evidence. If only there was some way I could use it. January 8th, 3:04 PM, this is court number 4.
Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
I granted you a recess so you could prepare this decisive evidence you've discovered.
Yes.
Don't keep us all in suspense, Stride. Show us.
I'm gonna save the game again just to be on the safe side here. From save point.
Naturally. We can assume it's evidence that will actually stand up in court, can't we?
Think, Phoenix. Don't let Gumshoe's hard work go to waste.
How much more of my time are you gonna waste? I ain't been to no court before, but you lawyers sure know how to blow things out of proportion.
No doubt, given the nature of the evidence, it will speak for itself. Nevertheless, we will talk us through it, Mr. Wright.
Well, I know I can't prove everything new with this evidence. I'm really backed into a corner here, but maybe if he thinks he got me beat, he'll let his guard down a bit.
Don't keep us waiting any longer, Mr. Wright. Present the final decisive piece of evidence to the court.
Take that! This is the defense's final piece of evidence.
Isn't that the victims?
Your Honor, naturally the court is already aware of the contents of this bottle. However, interesting new information has come to light. We have clearly identified some fingerprints on it. Fingerprints belonging to you, Mr. Tiger.
What? But Mr. Wright, what conclusion are you hoping to draw from this new information?
Everyone in here knows this bottle contains, except one man. One person in this courtroom should theoretically be in the dark.
My prints on that pants-looking bottle. Is that what you're saying? Well, what the hell's in it anyway?
A phony trial, a phony lawyer, and phony clues. Everything about this case has been phony. Seems like the perfect excuse for some phony evidence. Mr. Tiger, this is the decisive piece of evidence that will prove your guilt. Why? Because it contains... This bottle contains potassium cyanide.
Potassium cyanide?
The poison used to murder Miss Alg, Your Honor. The victim's killer used this very bottle. And on this bottle, Mr. Tiger, we found your fingerprints. Well, how do you explain that?
You make a good clown, you know that?
What?
You ain't never gonna get this to stick. You just making me laugh, nah? You think sheep bluff like that's gonna fool the tiger?
A bluff?
I can see straight through you, Phoenix Wright. That ain't the ball with the cyanide in it.
He said it, not me. He said it. In less than 5 minutes, you will witness the Kamehameha. No, this is the bottle we found traces of the poison in.
Don't mess with the tiger, or you're gonna get ripped to shreds. The cyanide bottle was brown, and it was made of glass. That cheap piece of trash don't look nothing like it.
Oh wow, Godot is not happy. And everyone is speechless. What a moron. Got him, at last.
What? Why's everyone gone quiet? I said that bottle.
Is this the bottle you're referring to?
Yeah, that's it. That's the bottle the cyanide was in. But you ain't gonna find my prints on that bottle. Don't let the ghostly looking suit fool you, people. The lawyer's playing games. Tell him, Mr. Prosecutor. Tell the guy where to go.
You still haven't figured it out. Don't you realize what you just said?
What I said? What did I just say?
You were summoned to this court for the first time earlier today. If you really had nothing to do with the murder, you shouldn't have known all the little details. For instance, you shouldn't have known what kind of bottle the potassium cyanide was in. But just now, you slipped up in front of every single person in this courtroom. You described the exact bottle used by the killer to hold the poison.
You don't know who you're messing with. I'm the tiger. I control millions of dollars on the black market. You think I'm gonna let some jumped up suit get the better of me?
You could have gotten away with it if you shut up. What an idiot. I concur, Samurai. I concur. Sure, the last piece of evidence was phony. But that's just what you deserve. The phony trial with a phony lawyer, it was all played out by you, the biggest phony of all. Oh man, it's exploding. And this is to go even further beyond. Dragon Ball reference. Wow, it went dark.
What's going on?
It looks like a blackout.
Well done, Tried. I saved my 17th cup of coffee just for you. Savor it. While you watch the police restrain your prey.
Tactical nuke incoming.
Mr. Wright, you caught a tiger by his toe, but if this go hollers, he won't be let go. Now then, how are things going with Mr. Tiger, Mr. Godot? He is being arrested on suspicion of the murder of Glenn Elg, Your Honor. Fortunately for us, we managed to rectify a very grave error. Miss Bird was found guilty in the absence of a genuine defense attorney.
Yes, she was.
And in the absence of genuine evidence, but the tiger made one mistake. Indeed, he very nearly got away with everything if it wasn't for that one slip of the tongue.
Godot activated his Sam Fisher mode in the darkness. I don't actually remember who Sam Fisher is. I know the name, but I don't remember who it is.
Ha! The truly frightening one is the defense attorney over there.
Godot.
Well, I am now in a position to deliver my verdict. This court finds the defendant, Maggie Bird, not guilty.
Whoop whoop. She's not guilty. She's not guilty. She is not guilty.
That is all. This court is adjourned.
January 8th, 4:10 p.m. District Court, defendant lobby number 1. Mr. Wright, I'm at a loss for words. Thank you, sir. Congratulations, Maggie. I was so mad when Mr. Wright landed me in all that trouble a month ago. But now I feel like I can forgive him. Hey, that wasn't me, Maggie. That was the tiger. Look, Nick, in the doorway. Detective Gumshoe.
Oh, guess I'll be heading off then. See you around, pal.
Wait! Detective Gumshoe.
Oh yeah. Congratulations, Maggie.
Thanks.
I knew you were innocent all along.
Oh yeah, Splinter Cell. That's right. He did a nod to Snake that Snake was dead when Kojima was kicked from Metal Gear Solid, and saying that, oh, I'm the only one left or something like that, of course. Thanks for letting me know who that is, or from what game series he was from. Yeah, I know he's the main protagonist in the Splinter Cell games. Why didn't you say that in your testimony then?
Huh? Oh, well, guess I'll be heading off now.
Wait up, detective. He just ran off. Maggie, why are you being so hard on him? He busted his butt for you. It's thanks to him that we got the medication bottle. That wasn't even any of any use. But it's only because Mr. Wright uses it cleverly. The Gumshoe was running around in circles. Poor guy. Looks like she still isn't ready to forgive him. Can't you put in a good word for him, Nick? Yeah, Maya's right. I should help Gumshoe out. It's clear he needs it. Maggie? You know, Detective Gumshoe's been really worried about you through all of this. I wanted to believe that, sir. But on that first day of the trial, he practically gave you the judge a free pass to lock me up. He didn't have any choice, Maggie. He's a detective. He has to report the facts. He doubted me. That's why. I thought I might have done it. I got to prove to her that Gumshoe really cares about her. I know. I gave her a little present to celebrate her freedom. My attorney badge. Or some poison. Or why not the bowl of medicine? No, it's obviously the... Take that!
Take that!
Thank you, Samurai. Here you are, a present to celebrate your freedom. That's... A present from Detective Gumshoe, made with a ton of love. You said you lost weight and he was worried about you. Detective Gumshoe. I actually really like weenies, you know. Did you guys hear that? I'm pretty hungry myself, you know. Yeah, the trial dragged on a bit today, didn't it? It's okay if I eat this now? Yeah, eat it all up. Oh wow. Maya looks really happy in that picture. So, how was it, Maggie? It's really good.
So the case of phony versus genuine comes to an end. The false allegations surrounding Maggie have all been cleared up. And who knows, maybe a whole new chapter of her life is about to start.
Are you going to continue or stuff for here today? Episode 3, Recipe of Turnabout the End. Oh, this was chapter 3, nice. We unlocked Turnabout Beginnings. Wait, what? I'm gonna save first. Turnabout Memories, okay. This is Turnabout Beginnings. So this is where we're gonna get to know Godot's true identity of. Which, again, I got spoiled last stream, unfortunately. So I already know who Godot is. I already know who this man is. But not gonna continue the streaming today. We're gonna stream tomorrow instead, and we're gonna continue on from where I last left off, which of course will be at the beginning of episode 4. So, Godot isn't Godot. His true identity. Are you streaming today, Samurai?
My friend Captain Psychopath
Okay,
game for
let's do it.
this year's Steam sale.
There we
That very game was Lucius, and I'm pretty sure I've
There we go. Oh yeah, right, you can just pause that with, forgot about that. So that was a video of mine that you got to hear. Let's see, go over here. Then we go around and we do this and we press this. Then we showcase this link. I recommend that you watch this video. Godot is Phoenix Wright all along. Actually, maybe tonight. Watch that video. And if not, I shall see you guys around on Samurai's stream later today, if he decides to stream. Hopefully he will. But time will tell. He haven't yet decided, as it seems. Otherwise, you will see me tomorrow. And you will apparently see Samurai tomorrow as well. Either way, thank you very much for watching. It's the Frogger one. And, well, if you want to help me and channel out, you can either subscribe and become part of the Frog Squad. You can share my stream and my videos, or my channel in general, with people you know. You can let them know that, oh, this guy's streaming right now, it's fun to watch, etc, etc. Or you can let me know what you thought about the video in itself by leaving a comment down below. Or you simply just chat around or chat when you watch this stream or watch my streams, as that helps quite a bit actually. More so than you would think it would. But either way, thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you will have a great Monday evening, or a Monday day, or a Monday night, depending on where you live. With that said, thank you very much for watching, everybody. Stay froggy, everyone. And I shall see you tomorrow or on Samurai Stream. Take care, everybody. And I shall see you then. I shall see you then. Bye, everybody. Bye, everybody. Take care, everybody.